significantly because if you're not creating content, or recording your sessions, you're not really that aware of the hypnosis that's happening. And it's probably because you're depressed because like you don't have a legitimate boyfriend, husband, and you're not having kids. Like if you want to optimize your life, you do have to find a good guy and have kids. I mean, I'm trying to essentially, replicate at this point at 41 because I know like I want to pass down my information to a son or a daughter at least. Like I don't think
Yeah,
there's a problem with having kids. Like
I'm on it, and I am being laser focused on that right now. I haven't been spending a lot of time in Clubhouse, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
it's just a
And
conscious choice. Like I don't even want
yeah,
to have kids. That's the truth. I probably don't want to have kids, but like I know that it's a mitzvah. It's a positive action. So, because you don't even know if your kid's gonna survive, you know? You could have 100 kids and like 80 of them could die. So it's one of those things where it's like if you have a kid, it's a miracle, but it's a lot of work and there's a huge opportunity cost. But you just hope you do it with the right person so it's not a miserable, endeavor. I know a lot of crazy women that you would not want to have kids with because you wouldn't want to deal with them all the time. They're just too obnoxious.
of course, many of them are like that.
That's Clown House in a nutshell. Think about how many people on this app that you think are dysfunctional retards and they have children.
Yeah, a lot of them. I
Hermes
agree.
Hermes has children, but he's not, you know, stressed about his kids' actions or his own life. Hermes is a dilettante or a dandy, and but again, Hermes is looking for something too, right? I mean, Hermes, are you looking for a woman? Are you looking for money? Are you looking for just peace of mind? Like, what are your objections? What not objections, but what are your goals? What are your
I don't think he's here.
no, he's in the Clown Magic Power Room and Clown Podcast.
Uh,
I don't know, he's not responding, but you're also live on the Jefferson Park News YouTube live stream, Raboinoi Shaloiloim. It's now 6:53 p.m. Central Standard Time, and it is April 1st. I think one of the funniest things to do today is to go into clown
it's
house rooms.
April. It is April 2nd in Switzerland. 1:53 a.m.
Well, it's not too late to still go into clown house rooms and say, "Hey, is this an April 1st, a joke room? Like, is this all just a joke?" And then they'll kick you real quick because they'll realize that you're making fun of them.
Did you do that to Roger?
No, I did it to a Free Palestine room. Yeah, Roger Mayhem is a very smart guy, a very funny guy, and he proves my point that Clown House is a curation thing, like a Mozart green bean thing, where you are creating a dinner for schmucks, content feast, and he's the perfect example because he laughs and like a playing with a cat with catnip or food, he baits people and he goes, "Oh, we're gonna bring you back because you are definitely so retarded. We have to have a little more of you." Like he plays with people because there's a lot of see, this is a social audio chit chat app on a huge spectrum of people's capabilities of public speaking, of intellect, etc. So you get the worst of the worst and the dumbest of the dumbest who can have that spotlight for 10 seconds, and the next thing you know their retardation becomes so funny that you can't get rid of it, because all communication is hypnosis. So we have a tendency to allow the vulgarity or stupidity to dominate the communication because we realize that this is all facetious and it's just for fun. But my point is, why do all that work if you're not recording it to cross-publish it, to try to monetize it or save it for future use? I mean, I know nobody's really even interested in any of this, but what's the whole point about doing a whole comedy show and just releasing it into the nothing ether and never creating a document about it or a product about it. Like people are really
Because
spinning their
it's not
wheels.
about creating anything, it's just about disconnecting. At least in my case, when I get in Clubhouse, it's like a drug. I just numb my brain.
It is a drug. It's a drug delivery mechanism that gives you a dopamine feedback
Yeah.
loop, which is a drug that your brain
And that's
produces, though.
that's the reason why I've been staying away from it, because it's just hits of dopamine.
But you're the one doing it. You're not. So the whole thing about hypnosis is about subconscious implants. And hypnosis can be proven because when you drive a car and you know where you're going, you don't have to think about it. Your subconscious brain exists, but it's not necessary. You're not necessarily aware that you have two brains. So once you're aware that you're not aware of your subconscious mind and you start doing implants and you stop letting Clown House do your shitty implants, you will take control of your subconscious mind and you will see how basically you can reset um
Yeah.
your joy, or you can increase your joy. You're a cup, and what you put into your cup is who you are. So Clown
Yeah.
House will fill your cup with a bunch of useless discourse bullshit, which will make your cup an uncomfortable, angry, anxious cup.
I agree. I heard a woman say one time in a podcast that you have the boyfriend or the partner that you can afford, with your, let's say, emotional and emotional intelligence savings. So depending who you are with, that's a big reflection of what you can afford. Are you poor or are you rich, right? Is this
Well,
all you can afford?
someone is rich who no one everyone is basically has the same number, but the whole thing is you are what you say. You are who you say you are. So when anytime, this app is the perfect example that within a 10-second time frame you can do basically a measured calculation on somebody's joy index based on what they say. If what they say
Like
is,
Tim's?
huh?
Tim's?
No, it's anybody. Just do like a 10-second, 30-second, 60-second, 10-minute sample of what they have said on this app. Look at it through a talk therapeutic frame of mind and know that you are what you say. So if people use vulgarity or they're super pessimistic or negative and angry, that's their state of mind. That's who they are right now as they're saying it. It's like real-time feedback on somebody's demeanor.
Yeah, I agree.
So your words matter. I mean, that's why Kabbalah is essentially just a shortcut to positive words. That's what it really is. It's the Cliff Notes on
So it's like
positivity.
saying, are you a Ferrari or are you a Volkswagen?
Well, not really. I mean, we can play this word game if you want, but Volkswagen means family car. So the Volkswagen is technically the superior car because it deals with the family.
No, no, no. It's not. Volks is not family. Volks is um
The
the
Volk,
people.
it's the people, the
The
family
Volk,
car.
yeah,
It's the
Volk,
people's
yeah, but
car.
it's not family.
Yeah,
It's
but with
Volk.
the
It's like
Ferrari,
el
you can get
pueblo.
a
It's
brand
like
new family.
Well, see, that's who you are, Hermes. That's where you're at. See, you're like everyone else in the sense that you want to go outside to find your peace of mind, that you think you need a new experience to achieve that Ferrari state. But the Ferrari is already inside you. You have yet to sit there and just use your 3D simulator, aka your brain, to manufacture the Ferrari for you. It's a picture. This is why taking pictures and shooting videos is so important, because if you can photograph a Ferrari or photograph clothing that you want, it's just as good as actually getting it, in terms of satisfying the mind and tricking your mind. You don't need what you think you need. That's not actual true optimization. That's not really hacking your mind. Those things will come naturally, basically, if you hack your mind the right way.
I
That
agree.
That's why like Steve Harvey and all these people say it's just grace from God. It's like God's grace just keeps pouring out. And it's like it's because they're just the eternal optimists, which is kind of funny because the eternal optimist just will always overcome the eternal pessimist in terms of the economic environment. I know it's an opinion-based statement, but like I think it's basically an aphorism or a maxim, or at least, my propaganda or the way that I can propagandize positively. There's a song, always look on the bright side of life. There's just so much negativity on Clown House, and it's like you have the choice to emit positivity or you have the choice to emit negativity. And it's like you also have the choice to listen to positivity or listen to negativity. So it's like if you want utopia, even if it's a fake utopia, it's still a neurolinguistic utopia or a linguistic utopia. So why not try to go with that, you know?
Exactly. But I wish the people on here wouldn't be so toxic.